you get out to cruise, people, other countries are taking months and months to get out to them. Generally, there's a good day.
That's fast.
Yeah, we're moving a lot quicker than most companies right now.
What about hard rock and cobblestone? That's a problem for some folks.
It is. Most companies don't actually go out and do the hard rock drilling, or they struggle with the cobblestone. We kind of specialize in that. It's something we do. We have all the equipment to specialize specifically in the hard rock drilling in the mountains, cobblestone and Sanger. That's what we do.
From Merced to Bakersfield and all points in between, Strickland Drilling for all of your well-drilled needs. Call for an appointment today, 352-7228. That's 559-352-7228 or StricklandDrilling.com.
This is Chris Daniels for Unwired Broadband. Still living in the country for 14 years with Unwired. Why would I live? Why would I never avail myself of services again in the city that isn't provided to people who choose to live in the country? Why would I put myself through sketchy satellite service? Why would I put myself through galaxy race just because they can get a signal from my house in space? I never wanted satellite internet anyway, and Unwired isn't. I get unlimited data, guaranteed speed, it's great for streaming and gaming, and it's all fast, affordable, and reliable. And none of those stinking hidden feeds either. Don't get held hostage by people who think and act like you don't have a choice in internet service if you choose to live somewhere out there. And it's more than just my house. What about your car? What about your enterprise? What about your job that depends on that? Unwired checks all of it. Unwired Broadband. Call 559-261-4444 or go to getunwired.com. Get Unwired.
At Morris Levin & Son, we know there's a stigma nowadays when you mention you're shopping for the F word. You know, firearms. But at Morris Levin & Son, we're proud to be your home for Second Amendment hardware. We believe it's your right to own a firearm. We also know buying a firearm can be a hard decision. Long gun, short gun, rifle, pistol. 44 Max, the short screen camera. That's why you should shop Morris Levin & Son for your next firearm. Our knowledgeable and experienced staff can walk you through the process of purchasing a firearm with a gunsmith and custom shop on the premises. You can even sign up for a CCW class. Morris Levin & Son carry name brands like Sig Sauer, Kimber, Smith & Wesson, Taurus, and Springfield Armor. We carry anything on the California roster, and if we don't have it, we'll order it. So when you're ready for your next firearm, shop Morris Levin & Son, 1816 South K Street in Tulare, your hometown hardware store since 1934.
This is Fresno City Councilman Gary Bradfeld. I spent my entire life dedicated to serving others. Whether we're serving our nation as a U.S. Navy lieutenant, as a psychologist helping our veterans overcome trauma, or on the Fresno City Council delivering a safer, more vibrant city. I've delivered a record 900 police officers and 375 firefighters to keep Fresno safe and help get homeless off our highways and streets and into tree lights. Today we face a crisis of leadership in our county, with our most vulnerable children being neglected, a dangerous Chinese lab being hidden from the public by county officials, and our tax dollars being wasted to help drug addicts acquire crack sites and needles. I'm running for Fresno County Supervisor because we can't afford 4 more years of incompetence and lack of transparency. We need a proven leader who will fight for you and bring real accountability to the Board of Supervisors. This March, cast your vote for Gary Bredefeld for Supervisor. Learn more at GaryBredefeld.com. Paid for by Bredefeld for Supervisors 2024.
This report is sponsored by Roto-Rooter. Roto-Rooter offers same-day service because they know plumbing issues happen when they want to happen. And Roto-Rooter has been resolving plumbing issues since 1935. Call your local Roto-Rooter for a free estimate at 1-800-GET-ROTO or online at rotorooterca.com.
The countdown is on to Super Tuesday.
What America does not want is another repeat of 2020.
News Talk 580, 1059 KMJ, KMJHealth.com, or wherever you stream. It's the afternoon drive here on KMJ.com or wherever you stream. Next, Philip, I'm Curtis Johnson. Having a conversation about who's going to be the next superintendent of Fresno Unified. We had a caller on a couple of minutes ago, Wayne. He's proposed a superintendent who has experience in a similar district. Makes a lot of sense. Let's go to John. John, you asked the proverbial question, what do we want? What's your take?
Yeah, well, my take is, I heard you guys talking about listening to the community, listening to parents, but we have hundreds of thousands of parents and 100,000 different ideas, and I think I heard your frustration with just being the same old, and as it is with a long time unified, I think we what you're going to get is you're going to get a same old superintendent who's got the same schools, there's the same books and the same thing, and it's just that's what it's going to be, or there's going to be someone from the inside. And I heard you kind of also talking about Lewis Jamerson and Manual and FTA and how that's out there, and I'll agree, it's quite a idea outside the mainstream, but FTA does not support the policies or is not one-on-one with the district, and these guys do a lot of problem solving, and I think you would see big change in Fresno Unified.
John, John, to be clear, I don't hate the FTA. I'm married to a teacher. I'm not a Fresno teacher. And I've had a couple of great conversations with Manuel.
He's already met with some folks. I had a chance to talk to him recently, and we're just going to get the same old kind of person again. And this idea that they're all, grifters and stuff. Bob is a nice man. He's not a grifter. He didn't do a lot of things I wish he would have done, but the man's certainly not a grifter. And he wanted education for the right reasons, I believe very much. But I don't know, I would welcome you guys to invite Manuel and Lewis onto your show. Why don't you just see what they have to say? I mean, it's a long shot deal, but what are their ideas? How would they do things differently? Because it'll be a 180 different from what you're going to probably see in about 6 months.
Well, John, I don't hate the idea of having Manuel in to talk about what the FDA wants to see. I don't have a problem having Mr. Jamerson to get his take on what he brings to the table. I'm going to disagree with your assessment that the Board of Trustees and the people serving under them aren't grifters. We've got a school district with a $2 billion budget and kids that can't read and do that. What the hell are they doing with the money, man? The results are unacceptable. They've been unacceptable. They were unacceptable before Bob Nelson took the job. God knows the pandemic didn't help things, and for the record, I don't think that Bob Nelson's an evil person. I don't think Bob Nelson's a bad man. The Fresno Unified School District has not improved reading, writing, and math skills under Bob Nelson's stewardship, and this Board of Trustees does not appear to be thinking about anything other than the same old thing. The idea of putting somebody who's got no classroom experience, somebody whose primary focus has been running a union apparently, in as a superintendent of a school district with 70,000 kids, I'm willing to hear what they've got to say. I am willing to talk to Mr. James. I am willing to talk to Manuel. I'm going to remain skeptical unless I hear an actual intelligent plan to fix the topic together. You know what I'd actually like to hear out of a prospective superintendent? What's that? How they plan to split the district.
Actually, I think you're on something. I think the district is too big for cumbersome. Now, not to put you on the spot, but just for clarity, is the main metric that needs to change for you the test results? In other words, how many people are reading versus not, and all of that kind of thing?
That's the most fundamental purpose of public schools. The public schools were not established as a meals program. They were not established as a jobs program. They were not established as a place to do laundry or learn to dance. The schools were established as a cooperation between the government and business interests to create an educated populace that would be capable of A, self-government, and B, competing in the marketplace, contributing to the financial fiscal health of the country by being ready to go to work as they became legal adults. That's the most basic function of the school district. And all this other crap, football teams, gymnasiums, free laundry, food pantries, there's room for them. I know they better be if you to read, to write, to do math. Okay, that's the job.
So I'm not being sarcastic. Reading, writing, arithmetic, that's the metric. Everything else is secondary.
Everything else comes in behind it. And it's maddening that we are this far into this with this school district, and the Board of Trustees doesn't understand why that was required. It should horrify the people that voted for those seven that wasn't the first thing out of their mouth. We got to find a superintendent who's going to guide this district to academic success. But right behind that, frankly, the school district needs to be cleaned. It needs to be cleaned right along Blackstone Avenue, Fresno East, Fresno West, whatever you want to call it, and it needs to be rendered green. But a house cleaning has to happen. Good point. Right on KMJ. At KMJNow.com is our industry. Moving on from this, we have, holy smokes, you know, talk about an elected body doing whatever they want to do. The Senate has taken a message from the failure of the border bill, and they have gone ahead with the portions that they believe to be the highest priority for the American people. It doesn't have anything to do with the border. And the state of California is going to ban plastic shopping bags. That's not a repeat from 10 years ago, guys.
Subscribe to the Afternoon Drive podcast. It's free for everyone. Visit the podcast page at KMJNow.com. I'm Vince Carr, and I approve.
There's chaos on our southern border, and the Biden administration's border policy has been a complete disaster that threatens our national security. Vince Vaughn will stand up to liberal needs and fight to secure our border.
I've spent my career standing up for Metro, delivering real results for our community.
Vince Vaughn, experienced, tested, trusted. Mostly supported Barack Obama's immigration policy. According to the LA Times, Sheriff Woodrow said he has no problem with parts of President Obama's immigration program, even recently mentioned Parkway plan. Maybe that's why Woodrow supported and endorsed by Assemblyman Devin Mathis, who voted for taxpayer-funded health care for illegal immigrants. That's right, Woodrow supported by those who want to give free California health care to illegal immigrants. Californians can't afford these liberal policies. We can't trust Mike Woodrow on immigration. Political ad paid for by Vince Vaughn of Congress.
Eastshore, 5 in the AM, 105.9 FM, KMJ, Fresno, a Cumulus Media station.
In the KMJ News Center, good afternoon. I'm Jim Miller. Here's what's going on. A man in custody after an hours-long standoff with police in downtown Fresno. Police calls in the area of Kern and M Street at about 7 for a man swinging a 6-foot-long metal pipe. The suspect barricaded himself in the post office and refused to come out. The roads in the area closed down. 2 women working at the post office able to get out safely, and employees of the neighboring FedEx store told them not coming to work. After about 2 hours, the barricaded man began to come out and negotiating with officers who opened it. Non-lethal rounds were taken into custody. He was taken to a hospital for treatment. He's now booked into the Fresno County Jail. 5 Marines killed in a helicopter crash during a routine training flight this week. They've been identified. Here's KMJ's Bruce Kern this morning.
The Marine Corps says crew members of Arizona, Idaho, New Hampshire, and Michigan. They were all in their 20s. Marines calling it a tragic mishap. The CH-53E Super Stallion helicopter went down Tuesday night in the mountains outside of San Diego during a historic storm. The helicopter had departed from Creech Air Force Base near Las Vegas. It was en route to Miramar in San Diego. It was refused. As we found the helicopter on Wednesday morning, the Marine Corps announced that the helicopter would continue to leave.
California would ban all plastic shopping bags in 2026. That's under a new bill announced yesterday in the state legislature. California already bans thin plastic shopping bags in grocery stores and other shops, but shoppers at checkout can purchase bags that reportedly makes them reusable and recyclable. Democratic State Senator Catherine Blakesberry said people are not reusing or recycling those bags. She points to a state study that saw the amount of plastic shopping bags trash per person grew from 8 pounds per year in 2004 to 11 pounds per year in 2021. After a special counsel report on President Biden's mishandling of classified documents, politicians on both sides of the aisle worry about the president's ability to do his job. Watching Hillary Vaughn reports from Capitol Hill.
Democrats say that the special counsel went out of his way to embarrass President Biden by bringing out his poor memory. President Biden is not being charged for mishandling classified information. But other Democrats have a problem with how President Biden handled the aftermath that followed this report that the last-minute press conference he held might have done more damage. Some Republicans, from Congresswoman Claudia Tenney to Senator Josh Hawley, are saying it's time for the 25th Amendment to be on the table, but other Republicans say that would just put the Vice President, Kamala Harris, in the Oval Office, something they don't think would be any better for the country.
Now the forecast from ABC 30 meteorologist Christine Gregory.
Hey there, Central Valley, and happy Friday. Like a quiet weather pattern is going to hold for us here during the day. Some of the will be cool and then into up with mostly sunny skies. The trend continuing into Saturday, Sunday, we could get into the 60s, and all the way through Wednesday and Thursday of next week. Nice quiet weather, sunshine, and sun here in the 70s. Market will become a lot more active for the week. We can take maybe 2 August.
I'm Joe Miller on KMJ at KMJNow.com or wherever you stream.
And the traffic report was brought to you by Jeff and Annette Shaw from Comfort. Highway 152 in Arroyo, there's been a collision there. No, there are injuries involved. Emergency vehicles went to the scene. Southbound 41 at East Delport, there's a traffic hazard of some sort. And taking a look at northbound 41, it's really more jammed up than usual north of 180 interchange and southbound 99 in Belmont. And still traffic there. The KMJ traffic I'm on here.
That's not about show, you know exactly where you are. Money is side pay, and you're not really thinking about new windows and doors.
Hey, CBS.
Term life insurance. Call for a free quote today. 800-200-2250. That's 800-200-2250. Don't wait. Call 800-200-2250. 800-200-2250. Sample rate quotes based on preferred non-smoker rate class. Exam required to qualify.
Broadcasting from the Big Mountain Heating and Air Studios. Weekday mornings from 6 till 10. Wake up with Armstrong and Getty.
Always say intelligent life. What do we find in morons? Planet full of face-eating morons.
We've already found that planet, Jack. It's Florida. Here's Sacramento's rock 24 hours a day. Yeah, precisely. On air and online. What? Talk 650 KFTE and KFTE.com. KFTE has your chance to win $1,000 now. Enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Check. Enter it now at KFTE.com.
Brought to you by Subcontractors United.
650 KSDE, an iHeart radio station. Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, it's the Ramsey Show, where we help people build wealth, do work that they love, and create amazing relationships. I'm Mark Allen, joined by Rachel Cruz, and this is your show, America. Give us a call at 888-825-5225. We'll show you the right next step you need to take with your life and your money. Christian kicked us off this hour in Omaha, Nebraska. Christian, what's going on?
Hey, how you doing?
We're doing great. How can we help?
So over the last couple of days, I lost my job, and I'm just trying to figure out the best way to move forward.
What happened?
It was just a disagreement between me and my manager, and I think it was just a clash of personalities, really. But
And so your manager just like, you're fired.
yeah, pretty much.
What were you doing?
I was in IT.
Okay. What were you making?
58 a year.
And were there any conversations about like, was this straight firing, no severance, nothing? Just done.
Yeah, as far as I know, I got my last paycheck this morning. So.
Okay. Are you single?
How long were you there for?
So I'm married, and my wife brings in some money, but I was only there. We moved here into Nebraska in May.